There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact,
50 is back at it with Diddy and Jay-Z as his new targets. Bleak Beans, everybody was in there. And I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming MHM. For months later in the club hit, and it was over. It was just like, okay, now everybody sit on the sidelines and wait this tight wave out. I just felt like, I mean, what more can I say? Like, achieve as a solo artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the comfort zone as far as making the music. I can make music like I know how to structure a song, you know what I'm saying? I know how to make a beat chorus on the verse, you know what I'm saying? I know all the little tricks. I know when you people going to sing along, you know what I'm saying? I know how to put that in the song, okay, you know what I'm saying? So when you doing that, that's so much, it's so hard, I've been doing that at 10 albums straight, you know what I'm saying, as well as collaborations and soundtracks, things like that you get in the comfort zone. I'm a young guy, you know what I'm saying? I still got to challenge myself in life. I got to step outside my comfort zone. That's just part of being alive, they asked him about a 50C. He said nobody's scared of 50C, but I don't think he's aware of his presentation. There's an adjust, that's something that's happening that's different about him and the way people perceive him. He's way more approachable, like it's the Beyonce and the I don't know Sinatra vibe he's trying to put off that is making him like people comfortable enough to walk on the stage, right? Let's not act like we haven't previously been places. Like, I feel the room changed people uncomfortable. 50 Cent has been very critical of Diddy and the world knows it. That was move, man, I mean, I look at what Jay was doing, what he feels like he's doing his traditional business, it's just Jimmy Ain doesn't say Rockefeller for life, we family, right? He say this is in scope records, you know what I mean? So when you're not generating interest or you're not doing what he feels like is the best possible business deal, it's nothing personal, it's just business, you see what I'm saying? Like, and when Jay decides to put beans in the space, like, they got loyalty, they got the things that we come off the curve with. The crowd would be like, what did he just say? That, you know what I'm saying? I don't play games, y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man, I don't play games. But yeah, compilation. And I was coming off of being in Miami a night of party and I don't really remember what I was saying. Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What, I'm a nice guy though, why you heyo, why hey yo, I don't have no beat, I don't know why with F, he loves me, take a look, I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the underscore I've been saying crazy applause underscore. Oh wait, maybe I said that SH about because he got Tupac K music. Oh, currently he is upgrading and says that Diddy and Jay-Z may be working together to hide each other's shady business while we are here for the treat. 50 is bringing, yep, that was a hard one for Diddy, quite literally, even though Jay-Z and Diddy have been friends for a long time and are both billionaires in the music business. Some people in the industry like 50 Cent have accused them of unethical behavior such as putting down rivals and giving up peers to stay at the top. I think justice looks like Diddy being behind bars, and I also think that justice looks like everybody getting retribution for all of the amount of therapy, like I just said, all of the moments, the time, like these are our careers, the like living room area, and she's there and he was like emotional singing There You Are, and I just was like, oh, he's talking to me. And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but like I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside, and I remember like looking in his eyes, and I said to him, what did y'all do? Cause I could see that she was like really sedated. That was the first time I ever seen her like high before. And then he says, tell your girl she wants some birthday. And we were like, well, I mean, he's saying this to me. And I'm like, well, she doesn't have to have sex with you if she doesn't want to. He was upset, like, I guess that she didn't want to do with him whatever he wanted. I don't know. No, he hiring the people, he going to put it all on her cause she knew what he liked, cause she wasn't just hiring it for her. Don't get that effed up, are. If you think that she was just hiring those male prostitutes for herself, nah bro. I was in one of those exotic bookstores with them. I saw this dude pick up but plugs, and that's the first time I ever seen some underscore like that. And when I said, yo, my man, what you getting this for? He said, can I do my shopping by myself? And I said, yeah. And when I looked up there, it said, but plugs. Things got worse when Cassie dropped her case against Diddy, which had accused him of a number of crimes such as trafficking people and abusing them physically and emotionally. Obviously, there are witnesses to what Diddy did, so that is literally not up for debate. After this, 50 Cent worked even harder to make a mockery of Diddy.
Justice looks like Diddy being behind bars, and I also think that justice looks like everybody getting retribution for
I saw that happen to him and I was like laughing. I poked fun at it because it didn't seem like a real serious thing situation, and then when it kind of it starts bad, no matter what it is, it starts bad in the news, and then it kind of makes its way over to something positive, yeah, and no one reports it when it starts to become positive, right? And then as it started to work his way out, I felt better about poking fun at it. Yeah, I've somehow ended up under circumstances where I've been up against the toughest things in the environment that I come out of before any success takes place. And I always say, if there was someone to run and go get, I would have ran and got them, but I have to run get me, so I had to come back myself every time, so that it just makes me not look at what would be the bigger situations in front of me. The harder circumstances don't seem so rough to me no more, like, cause I've already been up against the toughest things, the biggest obstacles. Like, if you I think I take this for granted, right? If for example, if you almost 90% of the time I'm communicating with people who achieved the higher level of education, me, right, the college graduates, things like that, and what I hold on to is they wouldn't have made it under the circumstances that I came up under. Was like, yeah, like, first he was amping him to get st, then he was like, yo, so yo, when we going to get the chance to to kick it, like, we can just hang out, underscore, we got to, like, I paid for it, and I was like, what, they underscore. This just say at first his suggestion that he make a documentary about Diddy seemed like a joke, but later accounts said that he was actually working on a documentary about the serious accusations against Diddy. Then again, in a number of social media posts, 50 Cent kept making fun of Diddy, which made the accusations even more controversial. In a video, he mixed Diddy's face with R. Kelly's and hinted at a documentary called Surviving P. Diddy, which he said would be similar to the controversial Surviving of Kelly documentary. Along with that, 50 brought up Diddy's court problems and said that he could easily get through them because he was very rich. The point being, 50 Cent is all about taking things hidden, and that is what makes him tougher than the rest. I'm with Puff, and he's in the exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff, and everything like that, so this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff, so I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, cause they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there, so I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and show everybody what he getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one point he picked up some things from up here on my left side, and then he picked like quite a few of them down. I like, okay, he put him in the bag, but when I went by there and I looked up there and it said, but plugs, and I like, hey yo, I was messing with him cause people don't understand, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still going to tease him, I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that I could do. That it wasn't just no security thing, so I said, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said, but plugs on. Even was like, why, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he start walking and everything like that. When he got, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the GU, nothing. He just gave the guy a L of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this, and Puff wasn't a dude that carried no 20s and number 50s or nothing like that, and like he just said boom and we walked out the music store. Not to mention, when Diddy temporarily quit his hat of vault, 50 Cent used the chance to make fun of him even more. Even though 50 Cent's post seemed funny, he said he was serious about wanting to buy Revolt, and he even asked Diddy to think about his offer. And of course, at the same time, we know that the public has been vocal and interested in Diddy and Jay-Z's friendship, which if you think about it does seem like an odd one. According to reports, Diddy recently stated that his mom and Jay are the only people who can call him by his official name, and if that wasn't weird enough, Diddy also has a picture of Jay-Z on his website and has praised him for taking on the big parts that Biggie and Tupac used to play.
With Puff, and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting it.
Cause you're interested, Jay, say, but why do your shoulders look like that? They wanted to medicate me every day, and you realize that they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here, and they would have said on the news that it was because of a mental illness. But every time they say that I'm crazy, it's just when I'm telling the truth. So what's the crazy part? They can't control you. They can't scare you. They can't control you. They try to categorize you. They can't control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce, but all you, man, they can't control me. It feels like there may be a lot of that in order to control traumatization, and they want to monetize and traumatize. God bless you, you understand that they hit me. I won't name it. The Gap always steal Adidas Forbes, who despise me, had to declare that my net worth was $400 million. Jesus is king, and God loved me so much that it drove me insane to be unable to express my liking for Trump. Just think of me being unable to express what I want. What was the purpose of having a voice if you couldn't even use it to express your own opinions? What was the purpose of being famous? You know that millions of people enjoy your music. Yes, that's where the disconnect happened. That's where the quote, I think wrongly diagnosed. That's where the bipolarity is. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me, by my management, by my ex-wife, and I believe those things can drive anyone to a point of maximum exhaustion. But I also believe that I'm extremely brilliant, and I'm here to make the world a better place, and I'm tired of the left media trying to pick on me, and y'all picked on me enough, and why? Finally touched the person that's not going to stand, that's not going to take it anymore. Meanwhile, during a Twitter Space event in 2022 to honor Biggie's 50th birthday, did he praise Jay-Z for his contributions to rap culture and acknowledged how he had filled the gap left by the deaths of famous artists, and of course Jay-Z returned the favor. Notably, Diddy openly backed Jay-Z when he was criticized for working with the NFL, calling him one of the greatest in hip-hop culture. On the flip side, we also know that not all artists see things this way. For example, with 50 Cent's backing, Kanye West has been caught on tape doubting Diddy. Jay-Z and Beyonce are suggesting that influential individuals in Hollywood control them.
This is all indoctrination. This is all mind control. You gotta understand, like,
He doesn't have to do any of that. He's built his world in a way that he only acknowledges what he wants to, and he lets everything else fade into the background. And I can't help but think that despite everything, despite the success, despite the maturity, there's still something there. Some lingering tension. Some old resentment that never fully dissolved. I felt it when he was putting things together with Jay-Z. That energy, that slight edge to it. And honestly, I still believe they hold on to some animosity toward me. Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's unspoken, but it's there. It's the kind of thing that doesn't get addressed directly. It just lingers in the air, shaping interactions, shaping decisions. It's a quiet thing, but it's real. And when you know, you know. You can feel it in the way people move, the way they speak, the way they choose to include or exclude you from certain conversations. So no, I'm not the problem. The problem is what's underneath it all, the things left unsaid, the way history has a way of shaping the present, whether we acknowledge it or not. Aura. This is why people are walking on stage and why a lot of it is happening that way. If he had truly dealt with his problems, it wouldn't have been like that. I believe they were saying that the NFL had some problems with me, but I'm not sure what those problems are. You see what I mean when I say that I have problems with M because, like with Nori, he had communication problems. When I spoke with the big homie, Jay told me that the white boy wouldn't tell the truth unless he had 50. I'm attending the puffy parties because of this, __. I want to give you a simultaneous front and back embrace, __. You're talking about me, and I'm okay with that if you're into that. I'm just expressing this, my __. I feel uneasy at a party, like I belong in the female's rear row, and __. You have to realize that this is all mind control and brainwashing. I don't think I'm putting myself in danger because I think God is using me for a purpose. He put me in a predicament and made you all follow me from George Bush don't care to have the best video to now for some reason. You ask, why are your shoulders looking like that? You realize that they wanted to medicate me every day and that they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here. They would have also claimed on the news that it was because of a mental illness, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's only when I'm speaking the truth. What's the crazy part, really? They can't scare you. They can't control you. They can't try to categorize you. They can't control me. You understand what I mean when I say that they have the power to manipulate Shaq, Charles Barkley, LeBron James, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, but nobody can control me. It feels like there may be a lot of that in order to control traumatization. They want to monetize and traumatize, and God loves me. You know that they hit me. I won't name it. Gap Adidas is still that way. Forbes, who despise me, had to publish about network for $400 million. Jesus is king, and it drove me insane that I couldn't express my liking for Trump. Just think of how I would feel if I couldn't express what I wanted. What was the purpose of having a voice if you couldn't even utilize your own voice or connect with your own opinions? Yes, that's where the disconnect occurred. What was the point of being famous? You know that millions of people like your music. That's where Theat quote, I think wrongly diagnosed, that's where the bipolarity is. I believe that people around me have been lying to me all the time because of my ex-wife's management, and I think that can drive anyone to the limit of their endurance. But I also think that I'm incredibly intelligent and that I'm here to make the world a better place. I'm tired of the left media trying to pick on me, and you guys have finally touched the person who can no longer bear it. It's not that I don't understand, I do. But the issue isn't me. The problem is how he makes you feel, how he plays with your pride, how he positions himself in a way that makes you second-guess yourself. That's the real issue. And when I sit back and think about it, I realize that even the smartest people, the most calculated minds, rarely take a moment to evaluate themselves. They analyze the world around them, pick apart what everyone else is doing, but when it comes to their own evolution, their own changes, they don't take the same critical lens and turn it inward. Jay is one of those people, brilliant, no doubt. Sharp in conversation, always a step ahead, always anticipating the next move like he's playing a game of chess that no one else even realizes they're part of. He thrives on the idea of being in control, of knowing things others don't, of holding the power without ever making it obvious. That's his gift. But it's also his curse. Because when you live like that, when you manipulate the pieces on the board without acknowledging that you, too, are just another piece, you create an illusion. And illusions, no matter how well constructed, always crack under pressure. The way he treats you, the way he keeps you in this space where you're constantly trying to prove yourself, isn't by accident. It's not some byproduct of who he is. It's intentional. He needs that power dynamic, needs to feel like he's the sun and everyone else is simply orbiting around him. And what bothers me most is that you're aware of it. You see it. You feel it. But you still let it happen. I get it though. People like Jay have a pull, a gravitational force that makes you second-guess even your strongest instincts. They make you believe that your doubts are irrational, that your instincts are flawed. And once that seed of uncertainty is planted, it grows. Slowly, at first. A creeping vine that wraps around your thoughts, until one day you wake up and realize you're no longer sure of yourself. You hesitate before speaking. You rethink your decisions. You wonder if maybe, just maybe, you were wrong all along. But here's what I need you to understand. You weren't wrong. Your instincts were right. You felt the shift for a reason. And Jay? He's not some untouchable figure, some force of nature that can't be questioned. He's just a man. A man who has mastered the art of making others feel small so he can feel larger. A man who has learned how to wield doubt like a weapon, chipping away at confidence until there's nothing left but dependence. Oh no, the problem isn't me. And honestly, it's not even Jay. The real problem, the one that matters most, is whether you're willing to see it for what it is and take back the power he's been siphoning from you. Because the moment you do, the moment you reclaim your voice, your pride, your confidence, Jay loses his hold. And trust me, that's a reality he's not prepared to face. A chess player in every sense of the word. But his focus is always outward, always on the board, always assessing other people's moves. He watches what they build, what they chase, what they prioritize, and he adjusts accordingly. But what about himself? What about the shifts he's made, the contradictions, the evolution? Does he ever take a step back and really examine how far he's come, the ways he's changed? Or does he keep moving forward, eyes fixed on the game, never pausing long enough to reflect? Right now, though, he's in a safe space, a space he built, brick by brick. And let's be real, it's a fortress. He surrounded himself with the right people, positioned himself in a way where he controls the narrative, where he dictates the terms. He doesn't have to defend himself because he's already structured things so that no one can really challenge him without looking crazy in the process. It's a well-crafted setup, one that ensures he remains untouchable, above the noise, above the petty drama. But see, I remember when he wasn't in that space. I remember when he was still figuring it out, still maneuvering, still trying to find his footing. And back then, he had to engage, he had to respond, he had to prove himself. Now,